Good morning, Rabbi Sai. Welcome to all the guests. I want to start with someone all the way at the end. It's hard for me to see him. Shalom Aleichem Rabbi. One time for me is 0. A mol is K mol. Zwei mol is A mol, maybe. 1 time is 0, 2 times is 1. By me, it's like 40 times is 1. Yeah, what's your name though? Wie heißt die? Moshe Naiman. Moshe Naiman. Every day. Since when? Every day we start to. Wow. From where? From Borough Park, yeah? You see, that much I remember. Shalom Aleichem, what's your name? Shalom Aleichem. From? Englewood, New Jersey. Englewood, representing Englewood. Wow. Okay, Givaldik. Who else is here? I noticed. Yesterday he came for the tour. Wow. Today's Lishma. Yesterday was just Olam Hazeh. Today's Olam Haba. Who's sitting next to you? Eli from? You look familiar, no? Just made Aliyah. Oh, welcome. Shalom Uvracha Rav Eli. All right, listen. We just lost 16 Satmar Chasidim. Yishkoyach, thank you. Shalom Uvracha Rav Eli. This story is a little bit late, but better late than never. I joined the share back in Saita. Oh, that's right. Shalom Aleichem. The Chassan himself, this guy from the picture. What's your name? Noah Heyman. Oi, I forgot. I seriously, I put socks on the side. I was going to give you I'll give it to you after Shir Beis Hashem if I see you still. Do we have in the kitchen, do we have socks up there, Gary? Throw down some socks, please. What?
Take them off your feet. Give him your socks.
No, doesn't say MDY on it. Nobody's going to know.
Because of the pressure from yesterday,
yeah,
she relented. Then I went through the mahsan where all my clothes were packed.
Yeah.
I found the socks. Then perhaps please go out. I'll have them with me on Sunday.
All right, so you know what? I want your kala to wear my socks now. All right, Mazel Tov. Getting married on Sunday, beautiful. She built a bayis full of Torah. Learned the daf in front of her. Show her what's important in life. All right. So back to this email, Soita. And Baruch Hashem, the shir has changed my life. For whatever reason, my pronunciation requires me to access different military bases in the U.S. I have a long drive to work, so on the way I listen to the daf. I recall listening to Juicy Sugi in Soita that the Rav was explaining as I approached the guard's gate. When lowered my window to show them my credentials, the Rav yelled out, "And when the woman explodes," and he says, the guard, okay, whatever, a whole langamais here, he could have sat in jail for a while. V'chulu, thank you for everything. Best, YA, anonymous, military man. Shkoyach. Good evening, Rav Eli. I've been learning with you and MDY since Psachim Daf Bet and haven't missed a day. I have an idea and wanted to hear your thoughts. What if MDY started a new branch called MRY, Merkaz Rambam Yomi? This one wants Chumash, this one wants Shabura, this one wants Mishnayos. We do the daf. 8-minute daf, 40-minute daf, we do the daf. Also, before we start Kiddushin, I tried some friends to get an Israeli English here to hard to follow. Thanks to changing my life. Another one. You hear that? It changes lives. Much appreciated. Talmud Yaakov Garfinkel from Kiryat Gat. Rabbi Isai, Baruch Dynamis, Cantor Newman was nifter at the age of 95 today. You met him at the end of Yevamis and you stopped in Baltimore. One of your oldest members, 95-year-old. I remember he said, "I'm your oldest member." Then we found another person who was a Holocaust survivor in Miami. And the Pella, I was thinking about it. When I met him, his daughter was there, and he says, his mamish loves the shir, the whole thing. He says, "Come to Bar Park, I want to come to the shir." So in my mind, I said, okay, I got to do a shir in Bar Park for him. We did a shir in Bar Park, and I completely forgot about him. And it was subconscious, I needed to do a shir in Bar Park. I forgot the real reason. It was him. We did, remember the brachas with him? He showed us the unbelievable. Okay, Yehez Yichur Marvin Diamond, Shkoyach. Mazel Tov in the upcoming Bar Mitzvah. Yeah, Rabbi, that reminds me. The Olam is invited tomorrow at 11 o'clock next door. First is a Kiddush over here. Rabbi Gruen, who's from the first people to be part of the shir, comes to every beginning of Masechta for the what?
And then drops off.
No. He watches somewhere else. He comes to the shir. What? Which Kiddush is better? Gruen's. For you, Gruen. Go to Gruen. The Kiddush, I forgot. The Kiddush starts at 1:30 p.m. Okay, 11 o'clock tomorrow next door at Prushim. You're all invited. Yishkoyach. There'll be schnitzelonim and shalt and zachen. And of course, Yerushalmi kugel with pickles. Please do not stuff your pockets. I do have to thank, seriously, I got a bunch of things for the Kiddush, so wherever you are, you know where you are. Thank you for participating. It's very much appreciated. Some even sent beautiful letters along. Gewaldige stuff. Yishkoyach. Oh, here we are. That's it. Oh, I forgot to say. I learned in Chaim Berlin, and the Reshiva of Chaim Berlin was Nifter, Aaron Schechter, Zeich Tzadik Lebracha. I had the schus when I was in Camp Maris. What's Chaim Berlin known for? And Aaron Schechter used to give shiurim in Pachad Yitzchak. I went over to him. I said, I want to learn with you Pachad Yitzchak. I had no idea what I was doing. I was like, I want to learn with you one-on-one. He says, I can't learn with you one-on-one, but we'll learn you and one other person. So I used to learn with him one-on-two. And so I had the schus, and I learned in Chaim Berlin for 2 years, one of my many stops. So is the Neshama should have an aliyah. I know Chaim Berlin is different than all yeshivas. The covet, like I'm sure Simcha Sussman now is devastated. He's probably with Kriya and everything. All a real Chaim Berliners, like they're all very, very bitzar right now. All right, Zokt. Oh, the koilo. What is this?
The Bar Mitzvah.
Yishkoyach. For me or for my son? No, come on. Shkoyach Rav Eli. No, seriously. Shkoyach.
You bought somebody else's player.
Oh, that's right. The koilo of the month sponsored by We Merit the Crown Hashem. The koilo of the week. Mishpachas Rubenstein Lezech Nishmas Avi Mori Baruch Ben Leib. The Masechta is sponsored by Lakewood NJ families, Lakewood NJ, because Torah and achdus are the best segula. Parnas HaChodesh Leilui Nishmat Chai Bas Yosef. Parnas HaChodesh Leilui Nishmat Avraham Albert Halevi Ben Ester and Gavriel Beniyaminov. In honor of Rav Eli Siyum HaShas and all them DYers. Parnas HaChodesh number 4. Leilui Nishmat Zechrya Ben Moshe. Parnas HaYoim Amir Farivar. Something like that. For Shelomo Lalezarian on his birthday. Please let me pay for dinner next time. I don't know what that means, but yeah, let him pay for dinner. Oh, no, I know what he's talking about. Shelomo Lalezarian can't pay for everything. I invited him on a little trip. He tries to pay for this, and he sneaks in, he pays for the rental car, and then this. Yeah, you can't pay for him. That's his thing. Brain intact. Unleash your full potential. You should be Kiddushin, tremendous success in all my endeavors. Mendy Greenblatt, Refuah Shleima, Elio Ben Fradel, having surgery today. Refuah Shleima. The art of the month is Chayv and Sarah for the schusim that come from supporting Limudat Torah. Okay, Rabbi Isai. For some funny reason, I stopped in the middle of a line. I thought it's the end of the sugi here. It was like there's actually a period here in my Gemara because I have Nikudis. And but we're mamish in the middle of a sugya. And it goes like this. We're trying to figure out why Beishavai say that in order to be Mekadosh a woman, you need a dinner. Usually a prut is enough for anything in the Torah. What's this dinner? So the Gemara says because when it comes to Amma Ivriya, you purchase a Jewish slave, there's something called Giroin Kesef. Giroin Kesef is she could prorate the amount of time she worked. So if she was bought for 6 years and she was bought for 600, it's 100 a year. She worked for 3 years. She gives back 300 to the master and she goes free. And just like Yiyud is where the master is allowed to marry her or give her over to his son without giving her any money for Kiddushin. You just be miyayed her. How do you do Yiyud? That comes from the money of the sale. How much do you buy a Amma for? A dinner. Why? Because if it's a pruta, if the minimum purchase price of a Amma is a pruta, how do you have Giroin Kesef? You can't prorate a pruta. Pruta is the bottom of the line. Let's say it's a penny. A pruta is a penny, let's say. So how do you prorate a penny? You can't give back a half a penny for the time. So it must be that it's a pruta, a dinner. And if by a Amma it's a dinner, so too by a woman it's a dinner. That's what the Gemara says. Okay? Is that enough steps? You're looking at me like I'm crazy. What's the connection between an Amma? But Amma is a Jewish woman who's getting married, and we're using the money of her purchase, which was a dinner. We said it's not enough to have a pruta, it's a dinner. So to a regular woman, when she gets married, it's a dinner. Now, we are holding 5 lines from the top of Amud Beis, Amud Aleph. And if it's confusing, we're starting a new sugya in a second. V'kiddushin isha, lebishamay nafkilu.
You mentioned Peretz Chaim.
Oh, I didn't say Peretz. Peretz Chaim Levin is sponsoring today's shir in honor of Yoel Chaim Stefansky's Bar Mitzvah this Shabbos. Yishkoyach for Peretz Chaim Levin. So it's a continuation. V'kiddushin isha lebishamay, 5 lines down. Nafkilu mama ivriya. From the Kiddushin yield of Amir Farivar, so we learn regular Kiddushin. Just like Amir Farivar, you can't purchase a Jewish slave for a pruta, even though typically in the Torah everything's a pruta. Afisha be'pruta loy mikacho. So to a regular woman, that's one way of learning it. As the Gemara, great. What's your whole point? That you cannot prorate a pruta. So prorate 2 prutas. Say that she has to be purchased for 2 prutas or a half a dinner. Where do you come up with the dinner? You made quite a jump. You know, a dinner is how many prutas, Rabbi Isai? 192. So you went from, it can't be 1, so it must be 192. Maybe it's 2, maybe it's 5, 10. You could prorate 10 prutas. She worked for 3 years, you give back 5 prutas. Where did you come out with 192? Says the Gemara, Ve'ema palge the dinner, ve'ema shtei prutas. Kima da picked them in pruta. Once you see the Torah veered off the typical money is a pruta, and it went somewhere else. Dinner is something chashuv, so we jump to a dinner. Rav Omar, hainu time to be shamai, shelo yu benois Yisrael kehefker. A new chiddush, a new pshat. We don't want to be mezalzel in our women. Say, yeah. Yeah, you mechaven. You don't want us to be mezalzel in a woman and say, she's worth a pruta. Look, so at least something chashav like a dinner. So when we had these words in Masechta Sivamas Daf Kuf Zayin, back in the day we used to do like hands-on props. So I want to show you what it looked like. Here we go. This is a famous saying that they have in the Hafganot. And we love Hafganot, so here goes. Maybe what we lost in the email, those 16 satmers, maybe they'll come back now. We're mamish kanayim, Rabbi Isai. Here we go. I'm showing to bang on the table. We have to bang now. The guy on the left gave me his jacket. It was slightly short. Okay, we got it. For $100, what they were willing to do, those guys. Okay, anyway. I know, I should have had another live one. Actually, they're coming in. Rabbi Kim Saran. You believe. Anyway, some of them are not alive anymore. Some of them got kicked out of the schools. Shidduchim is going very schwer. Whatever. Okay. Rav Omar, David Bisham Shelo Ibn Yisrael Kefker. Obeisel Loyrim Be Pruta. Basil say that's not a dinner, it's a pruta. What is a pruta, Rabbi said? It could be one of two things. It could be the lowest denomination. In America, that would be a cent. In Eretz Yisrael, it would be 10 agurot. Whatever the lowest, or it could be an amount. The amount of a pruta. Look in our Mishnah, it says, Echod be'iser italki, as if there's a certain amount. It has to be worth this. It happens to be a pruta, maybe. So Rav Yosef Lemeimar, pruta koldu. It's the lowest denomination, 1 cent, 1 penny. What is it in England? A pence? What is it called? What's the lowest? Also a penny. Great. Those English, they always imitate us. V'alokatani kami pruta. Wait a minute, can't be. It says in the Mishnah, how much is a pruta? Echad mishmoina b'isur talki. That in every generation it seems to change. Then it was 1/8 of an Isser, of an Italian Isser. We'll say, oh, we're just giving an example. In the time of Moshe Rabbeinu, it happened to be, was 1/8 of an Italki, which was a pruta, but in every dar, just give the lowest denomination. That can be. Sorry. Can't read. Not because I can't see. In his generation. It wasn't something in Moshe Rabbeinu's generation. In every generation, it has to be, I think they say it's like a half a barley corn of silver. It's whatever. That was the amount in Moshe Rabbeinu. That's the amount in Rabbi Simai's generation. It's a certain amount, a certain value. And by the way, Rashi says it was a Maisa Shahaya, Shir Rabbi Simai B'Dori Kami Pruta, that a guy, Oiber Chacham, one of these clowns, he decided to be Mekadosh his wife, his Kala, with a Pruta. And then you run into issues. Is it a real Pruta? How much is it worth? Is she really Mekudeshes? Not Mekudeshes? Just give her a little bit more. No. It says in the Mishnah Pruta, let me do a Pruta. Yeah. And it turns out that it wasn't. And he said, it's not a Kiddushin. Kami Pruta, Echem Shmoni B'Seitaki. Look, he gave her at least a penny. It can't be gave her less than that. And he said, listen, it's not a pruta. What we're saying is not the lowest denomination. It has to be a certain value. And you don't have the value. It's not a Kiddushin. She can marry to whoever she wants. All three of them said, Kama have a pruta. How much is a pruta? So you have a little bit of machloikis. Is it 1/8 of an Isser? Is it 1/6 of an Isser? So, if so, say v'chashoiv kama prutas b'shnei slime. How many prutas are in 2 selah? Now, don't go to sleep on me. This is one of these sugyas that people get all nervous. Pundya and nitzin, and you'll see it's very, very simple. How many prutas are in 2 selah? Now, we said how many prutas are in a dinner? Rabbi said how many? 192. How many dinarim are in a selah? 4. Do the math quickly. Panovich. Times 2. There's 2 selahs.
1584.
Here, I'll show it to you in a second. Here. You don't have to guess. It's very, very simple. Here we go. Let's see. What? It's on. I'd like to see it. I need to see it, please. If possible. Okay, I'll just turn my head. So 1 selah. Gary, can we do the screen or not? Okay, go this way. 1 selah is for dinner. I'll look over here. No, I can just look over here. It's fine. 1 selah is for dinner. A dinner is 6 ma, and a punyan, 1 ma is 2 punyan. So if you go like this, you work backwards, right? 1 times 6 times 4 is 48. Now, here it's much simpler. Let's do this together. There's a dinner, ma, punyan, isser, mismas, kantrikin, prutas. Here, it's very simple. The math is 2 times 2 times 2. You ready? Together. 2 prutas times 2 is 4. Kantrikin. Times 2. Times 2, Rabbi Sai? 16. Times 2? 32. Very nice. Times 6? 192. That's how we got that each dinner is 192 prutas. Okay? That's simple enough. Again, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 6. Because there's 6 ma in a dinar. 1 dinar. 1 dinar is 192. Now, 192 times 4, because if you look at this picture right over here, there's 4 dinar in a selah. 4 dinar in a selah. 4 times 192. Here's the math. 768 prutas in one sela. We're trying to figure out how many prutas are in two slime. 2 times 768 equals 1536. Okay, that's the number. Now let's see the Gemara. Very simple. Kama prutas b'shnei slime. How many prutas are in two sela? Now, why in the world do I need to know how many prutas are in two sela? Because if a person goes to the Beis HaMikdash and uses something from the Beis HaMikdash without permission, without him being allowed, it's not his, it's the Beis HaMikdash. What happens? What is that called? Me'ilah. And when you do Me'ilah, what do you have to do? You have to bring a carbon, a sham Me'ilois. And it must cost how much? 2 sela. So if a person violated the Beis HaMikdash with 1 pruta, he used it for what? He had to know 1 pruta. What is it going to cost him? 2 sela. 2,000 times the amount, says the Gemara. That's the Aveira. When you do an Aveira, small Aveira, the amount of pruta, you get punished 1536 times more. If you do a mitzvah, do a small mitzvah, you get awarded 1,000,000 times more. So it's more than 2,000. Says the Gemara, what are you talking about? Look at this chart over here. The number is 1536. How are you telling me it's more than 2,000? It's not even 2,000. Oh, Asaba, says the old man. I know Tanina la Karev la I don't know. Sometimes it says it means Eliyahu Navi. I know Tanina la Karev la. No, the way I always learned it was close to 2,000. Not more, close. Says more safe. Alpha v'chamish mo tlosim v'shitahu. It's 1,536. So it's not close to 2. It's close to 1,500, not close to 2,000. So the Gemara is simple. You saw it. Kivenafnu mepalgo karev la'alpaim karele. I should have pulled this. I'm sure if I told this to my wife, she would have been moichel me. I used to always tell my wife, we're pushing 50. We're 46 years old. We're pushing 50. She says, stop it. We're in the 40s. What do you say? Once you're over that a certain amount, 1,536, that's it. You're pushing 2,000. Now pushing 100. Correct. Shkoya. Very good. Says my brother from another mother. So that's the story. End of the deal. Now, there's a Maisa. A guy needed a screw. So he looks around, I can't find it. He goes to the roof. It's not his roof. He lives in an apartment building. He goes to the roof, and he sees a screw. He takes his drill. He unscrews the screw. As he pulls it out, he hears a tremendous bang. Turns out that screw is holding up the guy's chandelier underneath. So they go to court, and they said, listen, you pulled out the screw, you stole a screw, you have to pay for the chandelier. He says, but I only stole a screw. It doesn't work like that. You stole a screw. If it was your screw, and you took it, fine, but you stole it, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it has ramifications. Take the screw, you have to pay for the chandelier. Over here also, when a person does an Aveira, he doesn't know what he's doing exactly. A little Aveira, he did a little Me'ilah. The ramifications. In I don't know what he did over there, but it could be that he destroyed a Noilam, Umalai. He destroyed a chandelier in the world, so you have to pay for that. You have to pay for that, you have to pay 2,000 prutas. Zog the Gemara. V'chiyasa Ravin Omar Shir Rabbi Distay Rabbi Yanav Rabbi Shayo Kami Prutach Mishish B'Sitalki. We said it before. It's 1/6 of an Ester. Omar Leia Bailer Rav Dimi Nemi At V'Ravim Plug Dan Tanoikim Ifligitu. It comes out that Amoraim are arguing in a machlokes of Tanoim that lived generations before them. So at least mention their name. Well, you're pretending that you made up your own machlokes is a 6. This is an older machlokes already. The Siyum Prutash Amru Chachamim Mecham Shmoini B'Sitalki. Sheish Ma Kesef Dinar. Here, so now it goes like this. There's a little bit of a different names. Sheish Ma Kesef Dinner. Every dinner has 6 ma. Ma shtei pudyanim, pudyin shtei yisarim, yisar shtei masmisim, masmi shtei kontrikin, kontrik shtei prutois, nimtza. Pruta achas mishmoino be'isar italki. Comes out because Rabbi Isai, I forgot to mention before that there's 24 isar in a dinner. So it comes out before you go back. I don't. Just trust me. There's 8 in a 6 prutas in Isser, 8 prutas in Isser, depending if you go this way or this way. The bottom line is just trust me, you looked at the chart, you understood the whole thing, it's great. Reb Shimon Gamliel Omer, Shloisha Dreisim Lama, Shnei Dreisim Lehedrish, Shnei Shmeinim Leheinz, Shtei Prutas L'Shamim. Nimtza. Pruta Achas Mishisha B'Isei Talki. So is a Pruta 1/8 of an Isser or 1/6 of a Machlokes? Leima the Mar Omar Ketana Kama, V'Rav Reb Shimon Gamliel. It's our Machlokes. I'm going to lay Bein Didiu, Bein Rav and Aliba the Tanakama. V'Loi Kasha. No. The Pruta never changed value. The Pruta is always there. It's always 192 Prutas to the dinner. That never changed. The only thing that changed is the Isser, the value of an Isser. Hadayaki Yisuri, Hadazal Yisuri, Hadayaki Yisuri, when the value of the Isser went up, Kum Eser Arba Bezuzah. So there's 24 Isser in one Zuz. Hadazul, when it goes down, Kum Glazim the train Zuzah Bezuzah. So it has nothing, it's not related to our Machlokes in the Pruta. There's a different Shaila about the Isser, and if it's 132 or 120, 24, fine. Amar Shmuel. Next sugi, Rabbi Isai, done with that. Kitchib tomorrow. So if we're already here, I asked Yoshi to update this, but he didn't. He ignored me, so I'm just going to show the cartoon, or the animation, I should say. When? Did I ask him to do it? No. It's, I don't know why, maybe that's why. Here. So here's a guy. Mendy, this is not for you. Please look away. Do tshuva. Oh, wow. This is the sugi of Hav. Remember Hav? Fine. So he's Mekadosh her with a date. That's because she didn't want to accept the Kiddushin. Fine. Next. That part Mendy didn't like, I guess. Kishim tomorrow. I feel like I'm kur tomorrow in Bedinar. Even if, no, that's it. It's tshuva. Even if a date is worth very, very minimal, it's nothing. You get an entire core for a dinner. Mikudeshas. So Shmuel comes up with a massive chiddush here. Come on in, Tzaddik. I know you like to stand a lot and you used to standing. Come, sit down. Somebody give him a seat. No? Oh, that'll be great for the pictures, for the video. Come. Get over here. I should have read. I had a great email from a Satmar, from Gamzu L'Taiva. Gamzu, the guy that does the Gamzu thing, he sent me a whole thing. How there's 6,000 views on his website. Am I allowed to touch that?
This?
Yeah.
Well, if my officers see, I'm going to have trouble.
Okay.
I can hold it up.
Okay. Wow. Wow. Yishkoyach for coming. I don't think we ever had a chayal here with a gun right next to us. Beautiful. All right. Omar Shmuel.
Ozzy Fine never came?
Huh?
Ozzy Fine never came?
Ozzy? He's here all the time. Where is he? Oh.
Bring his gun.
Omar Shmuel. Oh, did Ozzy ever come with the gun? Never. Kitchub tomorrow. He's Mekadosh with something that doesn't have any value here. Says Shmuel, unbelievable. Listen to this. Shema Shava Pruta B'Madai. Yeah? How much is, think about it in our day. Stop an example. How much is a needle worth? For argument's sake, let's say it's worth 2 cents, because 2 cents is less than a pruta. Yeah, a pruta is approximately 3 cents, 4 cents, 2 cents. If you take that needle and bring it to a tribe in the Amazon, in the rainforest, right? They look at it. Wow, what can you explain to them? You put a thread through, and you can make clothing. They'll give you 2 cows for it. I don't know what they'll give you. It's worth everything. So for them, it's worth a lot. That means that here in Eretz Yisrael, in the United States, in England, it's worth more than a pruta. It's not worth more than a pruta. Shmuel says no. It has value somewhere in the world. Maybe in Modai. And it happens to be that the Gra in Modai, it seems like that the dates, they have no value. There's so many dates. It says no, Modai is very wealthy, a whole different shot. But okay.
Money, so the products were.
Yeah. Something like that. Because they had so much money that. I just want to tell you a quick story. We're going on a theme here. Israel. So when the Kuma Medina, I'm sorry to all the Satmars, I really am. No, but it's an interesting story. They decided, Maisa Shahaya. This is a very cool thing, like all the, some of the stuff when they used to do crazy, steal uranium, all that stuff. ships. And so one of the stories is that just came out now. They were allowed to say it. So recently, they decided that they need 70,000 palm trees in this country. That's what they decided. Where are they going to get 70,000 palm trees? They decided to steal them from a Motzei Shabbos. They just let it from Iraq. They go to Iraq. You know the story? They go to Iraq with a giant ship, and I don't know how they did it. They stole 70,000 small baby shoots, and when they got on the ship, there was an Italian, the ship guy, the captain. He was scared. He was like, "No, I don't want to go." And I was telling as a joke. I was thinking that maybe his name is Ester because Ester Italki. Whatever, fine. So he decided, "I don't want to go. I don't want to go." They convinced him 3 days later. And meanwhile, these palm trees are dying on the ship. They need water. So they're pouring water and pouring. They got to Israel and they came back with 23,000 palm trees. And so the rest didn't make it. And guess who else didn't make it? The captain never. That was his last time he ever was on a ship. That's part of the story. So, yeah, because he damaged Israel needed 70,000. He ruined the that's the mice. Look into it. See if it's a Ma'aseh Krimataya. It's a Mefurisha like Mishpacha. Can't. That part you can talk about 60, 70 years later. All right. Anyways, says the Gemara. There's a lot of Tamarim there. But Basil say a pruta shava pruta. What do you mean? Everything in the world, this tissue over here might be worth 200 prutas somewhere in the Amazon. How could Basil say it has to be worth a pruta? You have to be chayshish according to everything. Says Gemara loy kashi, if you want to know that she has no issue with a second man, if she was Makabel Kiddushin from a second person, if it's worth a pruta, there's no shaila. But enochanami. If he's Makabel with something less than a pruta, you always have to be chayshish that in the Amazon there's somebody that's going to pay more than that. And therefore, she can't get married until there's a get from both, whatever. Says Gemara, the Kaddish b'zavde d'urde. So Rashi says something like this, like the stuffing of a pillow, whatever. Very nice guy. He gives his collar here. Here's some stuffing. He is b'shavar pruta in Leilui. If there's no shavar pruta, nothing. What about a guy in prison? He needs a good pillow. He's willing to pay everything. He was looking to see if it's for sure if it's for sure pruta, then she has no shaila. She was Makabel Kiddushin from somebody else. She's not Mekudesh to the second guy. But as a suffix, you always have to make it, if she's Makabel Kiddushin from a second person, and we don't know that it's Shava Pruta, now you have to be concerned, maybe somewhere in the world, it's Shava Pruta. Some clown gives his kala a blue, broken piece of marble. How much is that worth? So Rav Chizda becomes Shayale, and he's checking it out. He is Shava Pruta in Leilui. So Rav Chizda checks this out to see whether or not she's Mekudesh. Now, Mefurish, over here, she did accept Kiddushin from a second person. She said, why? Also, she realizes the guy's nuts. I'm marrying him a shugana. He gives me a piece of marble. I want to be married. Oh, you give me a diamond, Yishkoyach, I'll take it from you. Now we have a big problem here. Was it Kiddushin or not? No, yeah. Shavar Pruta, V'amar Shmuel Cheshinon. Who cares if there's no Shavar Pruta? She can't marry the second guy anyway. Maybe it's worth a Pruta. Says the Gemara, he doesn't hold of this. Maybe it's a pruta in Madai. Says the Gemara, what? What? He doesn't hold of the chashash. That what? Why should you say something that's not true? He doesn't hold of it. We know that he doesn't hold of it. Maybe. So the mother of the Chassan tells Rav Chizda, she's trying to make tzaras over here. I heard, I looked it up, then on Google, it was worth X amount, it was worth more than a pruta, so she's actually married to my son. My law, Lavkol Kaminach Dasart Law, Abasra, we have here a famous Yisoy that we're learning in Gittin Daf Lamed Gimel, Ein, Dover Sheba Erva, Pachs Mishnayim, you need at least 2 Eidim when it comes to Erva. You're a mother, you're biased, you're nothing. Daf Yud Beis Amud Beis, sponsored in honor of my uncle Rabbi Chana Bresman and his schus for your filled with Mazel Bracha and Parnasa Brevach, and by Greg Haber, Bracha Parnasa Atzlachu Brios for his family, Rav Eli, and all MDY and everyone doing the Daf. Rabbi today is Aaron Hirsch's 50th birthday. He just got up from Shiva. I don't know if should we patch him in with 5 minutes ago. You have him? No picture of him. Okay, maybe he always hides. Huh?
Hello?
You're in the dark. What's going on with your camera?
Hello? Hello?
Hi, Mr. Anonymous.
Can
You're
you
black.
hear me?
When your camera works and our camera works, we'll put you on.
His camera's
Oh.
on. Our camera's on.
I think
No,
my camera works.
his camera's off.
Okay.
We don't see him.
We don't see you, Tzaddik. Aaron, happy birthday. And I'm Mokim Menachem Eschem. You doing the daf?
Yeah, I want to encourage what you keep telling me, and something we can forget about reminding people to stop what you missed and start right away, because I felt such a massive burden to come back after Shiva, and I'm so glad I skipped it. I skipped right to the current daf, and catching up is so much easier because yesterday and today I did 4 daf between 2 days, and it's like I didn't feel the massive pressure that, oh my gosh, I have so much. So I want to thank you for keep encouraging it. Never too many times.
All right.
I feel so relieved.
Beautiful. Shkoyach for everything you do for MDY. Shkoyach for being here. Shkoyach for the chizuk. And Hamokim Menachem Eschem Motzei Shabbos Siyum Yerushalayim. All right. Zog the Gemara. Lav Hainu the Yehudis Devisu Rav Chia. Crazy story here. That Yehudis was the wife of Rav Chia, and she had terrible childbirths. So Rashi says she's the famous mother of Yehuda and Chizkiah, and she also had twins. There were twins, Yehuda and Chizkiah. She also had twins, Pazi and Tavi. And the Belzer said yesterday that, Reb Shimon Pazi, who's Reb Shimon Pazi's father? Who's Reb Shimon's father? Pazi. He said, no, Pazi's a woman. Rashi says here, Pazi v'Tavi achvasa, the sisters. And he happens to be the son of Pazi. And the reason why we mentioned the mother, because she's the daughter of Reb Chia. So we want to say, like, Rebetz and Pazi. So, she had a very, very hard childbirth. Every time she gave birth, it was horrendous, to the point where it's unbelievable what happened there. She had Tsar Leida, Omer Lei, she tells her husband Reb Chia, Omer Lei, my mother told me, Kabel bichavuch Kiddushin kizutras. She lies to Reb Chia and she says, my mother told me that I'm actually an Eishes Ish. I was actually married to another man. I can't be with you anymore. That's how painful the birth was. The Gemara tells us in Yevamos Daf Samachay, it's brought on the side over here, that she got dressed up. This is the end of the story. She got dressed up as another woman, and she came and asked Reb Chia Shaila. She goes, are women mechuyev and prurevu? And he said no. So she went and she drank a cup of poison that made her unable to have children anymore. And when he found out about it, he said the whole thing, chaval, we didn't have more. Okay, akol ponim. So she lies to him, and she says, I'm Eishes Ish, you can't be with me anymore. Oh my law, your mother has no right to make me usher to you. This is the famous story with the Moshe Feinstein. He was under the chuppah, and the mother of the chassan whispers in his ear, I want to tell the Rav that the chassan, my son, is a mamzer. So he looked at her and he said, you have no nemanus. Immediately, he went right in as if nothing happened. And they asked him afterwards, he says, when I was learning the sugya, I always thought about this scenario. What happens if the mother herself comes and tells me she has no nemanus? And it turns out that she was lying. She didn't like the girl. She just wanted to break the shidduch under the chuppah, the whole thing. The famous Maisa. There's another crazy Maisa that I said a few times, where the father was very upset at his ex. Kedarka Makoidish, massive fights, and this one they bashmut each other there. He came and he said, I was makabel Kiddushin for our daughter. To who? I'm not telling you. And that's it. She can't get married. It was mamash a terrible story, and they didn't know what to do. It was the whole thing over there. Fine. Oh my Lord. Yes, 7 lines from the top. Where do they tell Rav Chizda there's Eidim. So says Taisvus, it's not Eidim, there's a rumor. It's not Stam, we have to be chosh. There's a rumor that in a place called Idis, there's witnesses that know that it's worth a pruta. Says Gemara Hashta, we don't have to be concerned that this stone is worth something. Hashta Mia, listen to come on. Right now they're not here. It's just a rumor and that's it. There's also a phenomenal story here. We don't have that much time, but Shmuel was nichshal b'diburoi. he was mizalzel. They wanted to hold on. Sorry, I don't even remember so well, but there was basically a girl that was she was captive, and they were watching her. And he said, "What do you have to watch her? She was already violated." And because he was mizalzel like that, so the Gemara tells us that his own daughters were captured, and then they came to the shul and they said, "We were captured, but we were never violated." In other words, we're mutter to. So they believed them. They said, "Listen, nobody knew that you were captured. You're telling us." And then the Goyim came in. So it says over here, but there's Eidim that know that they were captured. A big deal that they came in first, but we have Eidim somewhere. What? New thing, yeah.
The question, we don't care about the Eidim if they're not here.
Right. We don't care about the Eidim. Why are you saying that there's Eidim somewhere that no? Rabbi and Rava don't hold that this whole Rav Chizda with this stone, with the blue stone. This is a special halacha we said by Shvuya. We could trust them. Why? Because they make themselves disgusting so that the captors don't violate them. We actually learned recently that the captors usually didn't violate them, right? They just maybe touched them, but not mamish violation. That's yeah, that's what they're saying. Yeah, yeah. That's not a reason for us. So nachamol. When there's Aiden that say that they're Makabel Kiddushin and there's a stone, how could you say by a shvuya? We don't know what happened, and just because they were captured, yeah, okay, there's Aiden they're captured. Does that mean that she was violated? No. By in our sugya, we have to be choshesh for Kiddushin. Ishtar by mishpacha, says the Gemara, even though Rav Chizda said she could get married, ishtar by mishpacha besura or pishur abonamina, because at the end of the day, we're choshesh for Eishesish over there. She was in Kabbalah Kiddushin from second person, and we have to be concerned with that. Not because maybe in Madai it's worth more. That there's Eidim, there's a Kol, and there's Eidim in Idis. Oh, this took a long time. I'm not kidding. To do this art right here. Rabbi said there's a guy that used Adasim to Mimkadesh a woman in the shuk. Check this out just for a second. There's a little bit of a thing here. If you look in the background, there's the MDY flag, the whole thing. Okay, so that's it. That probably took 6 hours right there. So he gave her something that's not even worth a pruta. Yeah? Look, he's controlling himself. He gave her one branch of an adas, worth nothing. Not worth a pruta, says Rashi. But maybe in the Amazon it is worth a pruta. First of all, put him down on a bench, give him a few zetzen. He has to get malchus. Why? Wow, I'm not joking. They did come to do a Bnei Yisrael. Don't look at the door in one shot, but one at a time you could look, take a look. If a person, he's prust, and he's mekadesh his wife bebiyah, you need Eidim, either mamish Eidim, what? I missed something. Neither have Yitzchak Gida, oh sorry, yeah, you're right. Dr. Shkoila, I skipped. He's right. You have to give him malchus like Rav Vitzur Gita Kishmuel, and nevertheless you have to be concerned. Maybe this hadas is worth a pruta somewhere else, and therefore she needs a get. The Rav, because Rav Menagid would give malchus on certain things. What al mekadesh b'shuka? If you just you mezalzel in the whole thing instead of getting a haul and do it properly and show that Kiddushin is something special. You're in the marketplace. She's buying tuna, and then here's you don't do it like that. Without shidduch, without making up this and that, just all of a sudden you mekadesh. If you send a shliach to divorce a wife and then you retract it, and now big problems will come out that he'll give it and he won't say it's a problem. So if you remember, we learned something called get mu'usa. Get mu'usa means that they were forced. A person was forced to give a get. What does a typical guy that's forced to give a get do? He goes and makes rumors afterwards. Shalom Aleichem. He makes rumors, they forced me, I didn't want to. And now he can make mamzerim. So Rashi says, interesting. A guy comes from the Bezdin and says, "Hey, Bezdin is calling you to come." So he beats him up. He shoots the messenger. Now the if a person is in Chayrim for 30 days, like similar to Elul, with 30 days, we have a 30-day thing. We take it for granted. Yeah, it's a big deal. Don't worry about. Persons in Chayrim should take care of business. Why is he in Chayrim? Take care of it. You don't take care of it, you get malchus. And if you live in your mother-in-law's house, the day you're in, so people are going to ask, how do I go to my mother-in-law for Shabbos? The day you're in, chalef loy. If you just go by, pass by, say hello, that's okay. But if you live there, people move into their in-laws' house. How? There's actually a story, and he got malchus. Says the Gemara, made them have us. Yeah, it's a question. Says the Gemara, why? Ahu made them have us daimo chamosei minei. That what? They were choshed, the mother-in-law with him. They had. So typically speaking, a mother-in-law. The problem is that a mother-in-law likes the son-in-law. I'm not saying the son-in-law likes the mother-in-law, but the mother-in-law has a thing with the son-in-law. And that's why you have to be careful. Now, it's not true. Rav would not give malchus on anything on the list. Only in something that's mekadesh with bia without shidduch. Taisus says over here, we can see Taisus inside. That's why people, son-in-laws, go to the mother-in-law's house for Shabbos. Or vafilu, for a long time also, you're doing renovation, you move in for a month. Because everybody realizes that he's trying to save rent, and that's why he's living there. Fine. Should we stop over here? All right, Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day. What time Motzei Shabbos? 10 o'clock Motzei Shabbos. Don't forget the Kiddush. Yishkoyach to all the guests. Yishkoyach.